Hi again everyone, I'm going to do a quick Blu-ray review. This time it's a Blu-ray put out by Arrow Video and it's called Vamp. As you can see, Arrow Video down there. Arrow Video always put out great Blu-ray and great DVD releases, and this is no exception. Vamp is a film that was out in the 80s, and as you can tell it's about vampires, and it stars Grace Jones and Robert Rusler. You might know Robert Rusler from Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2, Freddy's Revenge. And it's also got Dee Dee Pfeiffer in it as well, and it's really camp, it's really glossy and 80s and lots of bright colours in it, and it's got a really good 80s soundtrack, and it's just an all-round really good cheesy camp horror comedy film. So yeah, the basic premise of the film is two guys are trying to get into a college fraternity, and in order to do that they need to impress the frat brothers that they're trying to get in with, and in order to do that they decide to go and get a stripper for them. So they find this place called the After Hours Club, which is in a kind of dark, sleazy part of town. They go with another guy who they get a car off of, who's a really funny character in the film, and they go to the After Hours Club and they find out that it's actually run by vampires, and they get caught there and they need to escape. And it's one of these films that a lot of films that came out in the 80s had this kind of feel. It was like one thing going from bad to worse, and then it just kind of escalates from there. So it's a really good film. It's basically about the friendship of these two guys in this horrible situation they find themselves in. Grace Jones does an excellent performance in this. Grace Jones, you'll know her from the Conan films. I think she was in a Bond film as well. But she's really strange and eerie and freaky in this film. She's got no dialogue in it, but she just moves with her body so much and really creates a horrible character. There's one point where she does a really creepy dance, and it's meant to be really sensual and sexual, and it kind of is, but it's kind of off-putting as well, just because it's really freaky. And if anything, that's something to get the movie for, just to see that scene alone. But the whole movie is great. It's good fun. It's intended to be funny. It's intended to be cheesy, and it's really well lit and well directed. And like I said, it's got a great soundtrack. So that's enough about the film. I'll just show you the package that you get with this. So if I slide this out, again with Arrow, they give you reversible artwork. You can see that's excellent there. If I open it up, there's the disc, and I'll show you the other artwork on the flip side. I think that was the original poster, and that's a video artwork as well. So you've got the choice of the different artworks, so again, well done to Arrow for that. Also in the package, you've got liner notes here by Jay Slater. He just talks about the film in general. That's actually a poster that Grace Jones came up with our kind of Andy Warhol crowd, so it's quite arty, and there she is there, with all her headgear on. So yep, quite cool booklet, good to have. Again, with Arrow, really generous. They give you a double-sided poster. So hopefully you can see this. On one side you've got the new artwork, which is the front of the Blu-ray or DVD. Hope you can see that there. So it's just the front. And on the back, look at that artwork there. So all round, really good package that you get with it. No complaints whatsoever at all. I'll just leave that out because I can't fold it up. You've also got Arrow's new catalogue in there as well, so that shows you all the other great Arrow releases there. And of course, you've got the disc itself. Just a single disc, but just to mention, there's a lot of different special features here, so I'll just talk through some of them that you have on the disc. The film itself looks excellent. It's in 1080p resolution, and it looks and sounds fantastic. The sound's in mono, but to be honest, it doesn't really matter. A lot of these films were released in mono. They don't come with either stereo or surround sound, and whenever they are put into surround sound, I feel they sound a little bit tinny and airy, so it's good keeping it the original soundtrack in my opinion anyway, but it sounds good. It's got lots of different special features. There's an introduction with Robert Russler, and you know, one of the stars of the films, and he just talks about the film. It's just a really quick introduction, but it's good to have. There's an interview with Dee Dee Pfeiffer called Dee Dee Pfeiffer Remembers the After Dark Club. It's called Vamp It Up, and that's a really good special feature. It's a quite a good interview with Dee Dee Pfeiffer herself. She talks about how she got into the role, what she does with her life now. It's a really personal interview. So it's not just about the film and about that role, but it's about her whole career and what she's actually doing just now. She talks about her relationship with her sons and things. So it's a really deep down and personal interview. It's really, really good. A bit different from other interviews you get on films and things like that. So, and she seems like a lovely person. She's still absolutely stunning to this day. So yeah, that's a really good one. There's another interview with the director, Richard Wenk, and that's called Vamp Stripped Bare, and that's really cool. He talks about his first film that he did called Dracula Bites the Big Apple, which has an Easter egg you also get on this disc, so that's worth mentioning as well. So if you want to check out his earlier stuff, you actually get that film on this as an Easter egg. So there's, let me just see, there's a featurette called Back to the 80s, producing a campy cult classic, which is an interview with the producer, and he talks about how they marketed the film, and it's a really interesting story because they didn't quite know how to market it, whether it was going to be a comedy or whether it was going to be a horror, and it seems still a little bit like that today. They still don't really know which way to do it, but it's a really good interview, and it gives a really good insight. There's also some footage of them going through the behind the scenes footage, on the film, and there's a blooper reel as well, and there's a trailer and things like that as well. There's also the producer, I keep forgetting his name, and Richard Wenk. They look over the memorabilia of the film in a scrapbook, and it's a really, really good featurette. It shows you all the different artwork that they used, all the different promotional material that they used and things like that, so it's really good to look at. That's basically all you get on the disc. You also get an audio commentary with Callum Waddle and Robert Russler, and that's really humorous as well. Robert Russler is a really avid horror fan, so he not only talks about this film, he talks about other horror films and exploitation films, and it's really good. He's a really funny guy, and you're in good hands, good company with watching and listening to that commentary track. So, yep, all round an excellent release by Arrow Video, and well worth the money at the moment. And definitely check this out if you're a fan of films like Fright Night, Return of the Living Dead, cheesy, campy cult classic films from the 80s. You'll have fun with this, definitely. Okay, thanks for listening. Take care.